We are back to plenary section. Please, you may have your seats. Members, have your seat, please. Are you hearing me on this?
Yes, we are hearing you.
No, I won't do it.
No sound here.
My man, I no go do am. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I will approve everything. That about that, I'll say no. You're not clear. Later on, you bring me the file. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Most distinguished colleagues, please have your seats. We are about to pay respect to our former president, Honorable Jaha. Honorable Maki.
Don't come and play now. This is your competent finisher if you do. You tell February. Yes.
Honorable colleagues, we are about to pay respect to our former president. And the speaker has directed that I read his speech. Before that, I will ask Honorable Jaha to resume as the chief whip, acting chief whip. Honorable Jaha, resume as the acting chief whip.
Thank you. I need to work hard. To sit down in this place, the AC here.
Order.
Yes. I'm just feeling it now. Please.
Order.
Honorable Mohamed Basi from Adamawa, kindly sit down. Honorable Abdul Rashid Abdullahi, Honorable Hinwa Garba, Honorable Mohamed Garu, kindly take your seat.
Honorable colleagues,
Honorable Mansur Jega, kindly take your seat, please.
Please, we are about to pay respect to our former president, for the former president who was the president, and participate in these few minutes of validatory speech. Like the speaker rightly pointed out, opportunities will be given to members who may want to speak for a minute or two about the late president. This same thing is happening in the Senate as we speak. You know, it's bicameral legislature that we practice. For it to be total, this honor will be given to him in the Senate as well as the House of Representatives. I will read this speech of Mr. Speaker, but please, if you have anything to say, indicate to the clerk. We'll spend a few minutes on it. We are cutting down our order paper today because of the executive session we had, so that we can do one or two consideration, and in no distance time we'll be out of here. I want to appreciate you for your patience so far and all your contributions during our engagement. Most distinguished colleagues, this is a validatory speech by Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, GCON, Speaker of the House of Representatives, made this day, Wednesday, 23rd July 2025. Most distinguished colleagues, we pause to honor the memory of a statesman who left an indelible mark on Nigeria's legislative and democratic landscape. President Muhammadu Buhari is passing at the age of 82 marks the close of a significant chapter in our nation's history. As we reflect on his life, we do so with solemn gratitude for his service, particularly his contribution to the strengthening of this institution and the laws that will guide Nigeria for generations. All his life, President Buhari toiled and labored for Nigeria. As a democratically elected president, he was our partner in governance, whose respect for the National Assembly's role fortified our democracy. His commitment to the principle of separation of power was resolute. He recognized the legislature as a co-equal arm of government, never seeking to dominate or undermine its authority. Indeed, he fostered a partnership that enabled us to fulfill our constitutional mandate. His directives to his ministers and agency heads to prioritize appearances before our committees during budget cycles exemplify this respect by insisting on their accountability to this House. He ensured that Nigeria returned to a disciplined fiscal process, reinforcing the oversight responsibilities entrusted to us. President Buhari's tenure as president from 2015 to 2023 was a period of unprecedented legislative productivity, a demonstration of his willingness to collaborate with the 8th and 9th assemblies. Under his watch, 129 bills were signed into law, an impressive legislative record. These were transformative laws that address long-standing challenges and reshape Nigeria's legal framework. Allow me to highlight a few of these landmark achievements forged through the synergy between the executive and this chamber. The Not Too Young to Run Act 2018. This constitutional amendment lowered the age requirement for elective offices, enabling younger Nigerians to participate in governance. By signing this bill, President Buhari empowered a new generation to contribute to Nigeria's leadership, ensuring that youths are no longer excluded from the political process. The impact is already evident in the increasing number of young candidates vying for offices, bringing fresh perspectives to our democracy. Even in this chamber, the presence of so many young members is partly due to this courage of the President to sign the bill into law. Honorable colleagues, another is the Electoral Act 2022. This legislation revolutionized our electoral process by introducing electronic transmission of results, early party primaries, and restrictions on government appointees serving as voting delegates. These reforms, debated extensively in this chamber, have enhanced the transparency and credibility of our elections. The 2023 general elections conducted under this framework marked a significant step towards fairer and more accountable electoral processes, a foundation we continue to build upon. The next is the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021. After nearly 2 decades of stalled efforts, this chamber, in partnership with President Buhari's administration, enacted a law that restructured Nigeria's oil and gas sector. by transforming the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation into a commercial entity, establishing host community funds, and promoting transparency. This act has positioned Nigeria's economic lifeline for sustained growth and accountability. Its passage was a triumph of perseverance, reflecting the collective spirit and the collaborative spirit that defined Buhari's relationship with this House. Additional milestones that was registered within the legislature. President Buhari assented to other critical laws that originated in this chamber, including the Police Act of 2020, which modernized our policing framework for the first time since 1943. Nigerian Startup Act 2022, fostering innovation in our digital economy, and the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act of 2018, advancing the rights of millions of Nigerians. Constitutional amendment in 2023, granting financial autonomy to state legislature and judiciaries and empowering states to generate electricity, further deepen our federalism. Each of these laws, shaped by the deliberations of this House, bear the imprint of Buhari's commitment to institutional reform. Honorable colleagues, President Buhari's respect for this chamber extended beyond legislative output. He upheld the independence of the National Assembly, allowing internal democracy to guide our leadership selection and refraining from interference. This environment enabled us to pass laws that limited executive powers, such as the Financial Autonomy Act for local governments and state institutions, and strengthen citizens' rights through measures like the Freedom of Information Act Enforcement Amendment and the Mental Health Act of 2021. His willingness to sign bills that enhance scrutiny of the executive demonstrated a rare humility, a recognition that strong institutions outlast any single administration. Beyond legislation, President Buhari's legacy in this chamber is one of partnership. He supported our oversight functions, ensuring that his appointees respected our summons and that the law took its course in cases of misconduct. His commitment to the rule of law was evident in his administration's pursuit of anti-corruption cases through the courts, including high-profile prosecutions that signaled a departure from impunity. By strengthening mechanisms like the Treasury Single Account and signing laws such as the Proceeds of Crime Recovery Act 2022, he laid a foundation for greater accountability in public finance, a legacy that continues to benefit our nation. As we honor President Buhari today, we acknowledge that his legacy, like that of any leader, invite varied perspectives. Some may point to challenges during his tenure, economic difficulties, security concerns, or unfulfilled aspirations. Yet, in this chamber, we see a broader picture, a leader who served Nigeria for nearly 6 decades, from a young military officer to a democratic president, always striving for the nation's progress. His contributions to infrastructure, reviving rail lines like Abuja-Kaduna and Lagos-Ibadan, completing the second Niger Bridge, and rehabilitating thousands of kilometers of roads, complemented the legislative advancements we celebrate today. These achievements, born of his vision and our collaborations, form a foundation of Nigeria's future. Colleagues, let the legacy of President Buhari and whatever disagreements we may hold about his tenure unite us now. In this chamber, where he labored alongside us to build a stronger Nigeria, let us resolve to carry forward his commitment to integrity, his commitment to accountability, his commitment to service. His life reminds us that leadership is not about perfection, but about steadfast dedication to the public good. As we bid farewell to a patriot, let us recommit to the values he embodied: respect for institutions, faith in Nigeria's potentials, and the pursuit of law, and laws that uplift our people. May the Almighty grant President Buhari eternal rest, and may his legacy inspire this House to continue shaping a Nigeria that reflects the best of our collective aspirations. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have few members who have indicated interest to use their 2 minutes to honor the president, the late president. We will start with Honorable Eze Nwachukwu from Ebonyi State. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, most revered colleagues. Eze Nwachukwu is my name. I come from the most and fastest growing state in Nigeria, governed by the most generous governor. I'm talking about Ebonyi State, the south of the nation. Mr. Speaker, I am from Ebonyi Federal Constituency. I must say this day, it is fulfilled in my life, having the opportunity to talk about a man who touched and influenced my life even from the primary school. President Muhammadu Buhari, the immediate past president of Nigeria, who died and was laid to rest recently. I must say I received the news of his demise with shock, because it came when Nigeria never expected such incident. It came when personally I least expected it, because we were hoping that he would live to see the end of the tenure he begat. But be that as it may, nobody will question the will of God. But personally, and my constituency, whom I receive here, we remember him because growing up in primary school, when he was the military head of state, I was one of the young chaps he picked from the primary school, and we were trained to form the Y Brigade, the war against indiscipline. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, indeed, that was the time, the foundation of what I am today, that helped me even to when I became the state chairman of APC. It helped me, those principles and virtues inculcated into my life made me to be strong, disciplined, and never compromise my stand, even as an opposition party chairman then. He taught me that discipline is the foundation for growth and development, both individually or as a state. Moving forward, I can remember vividly when we formed the great party we enjoy today that has brought Nigeria's thought so far, the APC. Clearly in my memories, the day we had the presidential primaries, other aspirants were moving resources around. President Muhammadu Buhari single-handedly walked to state canopies, one after the other. And he was preaching one thing, one message. If Nigerians will give him the opportunity to serve, he will not disappoint Nigerians. And he went round, fortunately and happily, at the end, despite all odds and challenges, he won the primaries. And Nigerians giving him that confidence, and by his volume and leadership, followership base, he won as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That gladdened my heart. So I'm speaking as a state chairman then, who served under his administration. Politically, he came to office as a politician, but he served Nigerians as true Nigerians. Gave every state equality of participation, distributed projects. I am from the Southeast. Buhari's history and signature is indelible in the Southeast. The second Niger Bridge. And we all appreciate that. He couldn't have come any other time than his time, when a detribalized Nigeria like him was in power. I have never seen a president in this country that faced the kind of challenges he faced. Yet, he came, he saw, and he conquered. We all remember that at the inception of his administration, he was heavily challenged by ill health. We all prayed. I am a pastor. My church prayed for him because I saw him and the light in him that is taking Nigeria to a greater height. God helped us. He survived it. His administration was also challenged by the NSAS. That almost took the whole country away from him. But because God was with him, he survived it. The same administration, COVID-19 came, and he brought the wonders he was known for. Nigeria passed through COVID-19 era without importation of food. That was one of his greatest achievements, known to me because I'm from an agrarian state. I know what food and production of food means. Okay, he sustained this country, and we passed through it and came out of it even stronger. So he's a man we will live to remember, and we must pass this history to the next generation. On behalf of myself, my entire constituency, I say, may his soul rest in peace, and may God forgive him all his sins and his shortcomings. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and revered colleagues.
Thank you. We will now call Honorable Sada Solly. Please, let's keep it short as possible so that others will speak. We still have to go back to plenary and do consideration of reports. Is anyone, can you off your phone? Yeah, Honorable Sada.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Sada Solly, representing Jibia Kaita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, indeed, to Allah we belong, and to Allah we shall all return. Today, this House pays tribute to a man who embodied the noble virtues of integrity, courage, and worship. The passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari on the 13th July 2025 was a profound, irredeemable loss to his family, which lost a beloved patriarch, to the people of Katsina State, and to the northern Nigeria, which lost its most charismatic and enigmatic leader since the Sardauna, and to the Nigerian nation, which has been deprived of the services of a patriotic of the first order. In an extraordinary career of public service that spanned 6 decades, President Buhari was able to navigate the sewers of corruption and poverty that seemed to surround power without getting much stain on his integrity. The serial betrayals by trusted confidants whom he relied on to help run the ship of the state, but who along the way fell prey to ruthless avarice, only served to show his exceptional decency and rectitude. Late President Buhari was a moral compass to millions of his fellow citizens, who for very many years invested their hopes and dreams in him. His death has therefore left a vacuum that would not be easily be filled. All those who knew him personally would testify President Buhari was a deeply spiritual man, a firm believer that this world was a poor substitute for the one promised us by God Almighty in the Holy Books. Disagree with him how you may, but he was one man who was not compromised by the trappings of power, who lived within his modest means whenever he found himself, or wherever he found himself, and who was more concerned with using power to help the downtrodden than with amassing wealth. As an army officer, he showed extraordinary courage, willing to die for his country to keep Nigeria one, and serving with distinction in various distinguished postings. As a politician, he set a very high bar, one that may never be equaled in our lifetime. By mobilizing millions of people across the country to vote for him into the highest office in the country without paying them for their votes. May Allah, in his infinite mercy, forgive his soul of his shortcomings and grant him the highest place in Jannah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sani. That was passionate. Honorable Architect Ibrahim Mustafa, I guess he's not here. So we'll go to Honorable Leke Abajide. I guess he's not here. And the next is Honorable Nalaraba. You are here. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba. I represent the good people of Awedo, Maikana. Mr. Speaker, I am from Nasarawa State. Mr. Speaker, thank you for yielding the floor to me to say a word of tribute to a leader par excellence. I recall with nostalgia in 2015 when the late general, in 2011, when the late general formed a very strong, formidable party, the CPC. Mr. Speaker, many believed the new formation will not go anywhere. But because of his characteristics, integrity, and zero tolerance to corruption, and the belief Nigerians have for him, Mr. Speaker, the rest is history. Mr. Speaker, we will miss our dear president. We will miss his doggedness as a president. He gave so much attention to infrastructural development, which is clearly seen by the construction of so many roads network across the length and breadth of this country. Mr. Speaker, during his tenure, he also gave so much attention to the security and lives of people in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the nation will not forget Mr. Buhari. When he assumed office, most of the state governors find it very difficult to pay salaries and emolument of the staffs. He came in immediately and bailed the state governors out. This is indeed a very remarkable success which we will not forget him. Mr. Speaker, here in this hallowed chamber in the 9th Assembly, our late president will be remembered. He will be remembered by the prompt budgetary passage and releases and implementation. Of course, we've never had this so rousy during his tenure, during this assembly, like during his tenure. Mr. Speaker, I would like to conclude my tribute with saying that the late president will also be remembered by signing most of the bills passed in this hallowed chamber. My federal constituency is one of the major beneficiaries of those kind gestures. He has signed a bill establishing several universities, College of Education, which the Federal College of Kiana, Federal College of Education, Technical Kiana, ably sponsored by my humble self, was assented to by the late president. Mr. Speaker, we shall definitely miss our president, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Muhammadu Buhari. May his soul rest in gentle peace, and if it does, be his final adopt. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next on the list is Honorable Lanre Okinola. Is he here?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Architect Lanre Okinola. I represent the good people of Surulere 2 Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, today we pay tribute to a man who has defined service and sacrifice, the late President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. We are reminded that the measure of a man is not merely in the years he lives, but in the legacy he leaves behind. President Buhari taught, and throughout his life as an elder statesman and as a leader to all. In his own words, I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody. This singular statement captures the essence of service to Nigeria. And for me, it reminds me that as a leader that is humble, a leader that is not flamboyant, a leader that is firm, a leader that is not loud, but very deliberate. He has shown leadership can be very simple in appearance. And as a representative of Surulere Federal Constituency 2, and on behalf of my constituents, I'd like to extend my deepest condolence to the family and to the good people of Katsina State and to the entire nation. Nigeria mourns not only a former head of state and a 2-term president, but a father figure to all of us for his modesty and sacrifice. To live in the heart of those we love is not to die. Indeed, President Buhari lives on, and his institution will help strengthen the future generations who will walk the road he began to build. May the Almighty Lord grant him eternal rest, and may Nigerians never lack men and women who will love and serve this nation prosperously. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next is Honorable Mukhtar Shagaya. Make it brief too.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, once again I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, representing Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, Asa, Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, today we gather not just to mourn, but to reflect, to remember the life and legacy of a man whose name has become synonymous with discipline, service, and sacrifice, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. As a young legislator, I did not grow up in his era of military leadership, but I grew up in the long shadow of his reputation, a name that evoked strength, patriotism, and a deep commitment to Nigeria's unity and progress. President Buhari was not perfect, as no man is, but he was principled. He lived simply so that governance could remain sacred. He spoke less, but acted with conviction. And above all, he believed in Nigeria, even when it was hard to do so. His legacy is not just found in the policies he pursued or the elections he contested, but in the integrity he brought to public life and the hope he inspired in millions of Nigerian citizens who saw in him a symbol of honesty and resilience. May we, the younger generation of leaders, learn from his example, to serve with humility, to lead with courage, and to always place country above self. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may his legacy continue to guide us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Shaga. Next is Honorable Ahmed Jaha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ahmed Jaha, Chibok Dambo, Goza Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I would like to speak on a man of integrity, man of impeccable character, and a man that distinguished himself with other leaders across the African continent. This is a man that had respect for the rule of law by honoring so many judicial decisions in this country, too numerous to mention. And we can recall that is one of the presidents that respect executive procedure by handing over executive powers or presidential powers to his vice president whenever he is going out for at least 1 or 2 weeks. His Excellency Yemi Osibajo can attest to that. He was given unhindered access as well as unhindered powers to operate whenever the president is out of the country. We must equally remember President Buhari for obeying and respecting the House resolution in the 9th Assembly. I can vividly recall there was a time when a resolution was reached on the floor of the House for the President to come to the plenary and explain to Nigerians the state of security in the country. The fear we had then that the President is not going to offer or honor the invitation. I can vividly recall when the principal officers then approached him with the invitation, he said, yes, I am going to honor this invitation and I will appear to explain to Nigerians as well as members of House of Representatives the reason why we have issues with our security. But it was later on stopped or frustrated, if I can put it this way, by people surrounding him. So for in Buhari, we understand that you can have a good leader or you can be a leader with integrity but surrounded with people that are not on the same page with you. So we urge our future leaders to understand that being a honest person alone as a leader is not the end of the war. You must equally have people of your like minds to surround you for you to succeed. So with this remark, I would like to equally commend our former president for coming to our aid in the Northeast by establishing Northeast Development Commission. which is the hope of the whole Northeast that used to be poor of the poorest, even the advent of Boko Haram insurgents. I equally want to commend him for restoring peace in 22 out of 27 local governments of my state that were completely under the occupation of Boko Haram before his assumption of duty. Thank God, on assumption of duty, he immediately declared that the command and operations center of the military should be relocated to Maiduguri, where he has succeeded in capturing 19 out of 22 local government areas in our state, which is highly commendable. So with this, I would like to commend him for doing this to our people in my constituency, in my state, as well as in my geographical zone, Northeast sub-region and in Nigeria at large. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jaha. That was a good one. Honorable Ahmed, Right Honorable Ahmed Wase, please, the floor is yours.
Mr. Speaker, my revered respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wasai, Federal Constituency Plateau State, by the grace of a member of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. From Allah will come from, and to Allah will return. I will speak briefly on the person that I have worked very, very much closely as a former Deputy Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and a member of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, General Buhari, our late president, is one very, very rare leader that you can find, who is very, very unassuming in so many areas. In terms of his patriotism to this country, his love for true Nigeria and Nigerians, and his concern for the future of this country, and how he have allowed us to work very independent, very, very independent. And I will give one very good instance. When we are about to start the constitutional review, myself, distinguished Senator Omar Gege, appointed as the president. As of that time, he has already signed the financial autonomy to the state assemblies, local government's autonomy, financial, and the judicial. And we're asking what possibly he wants in this constitution to be taken. He mentioned to us, go and do your job. And I recall specifically I mentioned to him, sir, you have done these things through executive orders. But if you don't have it entrenched in the Constitution, it will amount to zero work. So we need your influence and backing so that this thing will come to fruition. She said to us, this is what I can do as a president, the remaining is yours as a legislators. Go and do your job. And the good thing that happened, after we did everything, the House graciously and the Senate passed those 3 bills. It came down for signature. We just wanted about 3 or 4 to give us the autonomy, which thank President Bola Tinubu today. He has gotten through the court. We couldn't get that from the assemblies because we are having influence and overbearing influence of the governors. Mr. President, we approached him at that time, whether he could speak to the assembly members and use other means to cajole. In fact, I can tell you, he declined. He asked us rather to go and persuade the speakers. We had a meeting with the speakers of the state assemblies, explained to them the consequences, and they need to have that. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, the speakers requested from us to approach Mr. President to call for a breakfast meeting and just mention to them that this is his request. They are willing to do it. He declined to do that because he believed in true democracy and independence of the legislator. This is the person I can speak so much in terms of how we have allowed the National Assembly to work and Nigerians according to their own conscience and dictates. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, it's not the only experience I've had with him. When he called me in 2019 to persuade me to step down, and I mentioned to him why I think I'm overqualified to be a speaker. He mentioned to me, "You're my son, and that's why I'm calling you." I said, "You brought ABC. This is the person that brought Mr. A, Mr. B." He said, "No. I was watching and have been watching your proceedings, and I saw how then the Right Honorable Femi, as leader of the House, defending the institution of government, what he was doing, and that's the reason why I opted that he should be given." And I mentioned to him, "Sir, I was also the deputy leader of the House, but these are our own primary functions." He said, "I saw patriotism in that, and that's why I'm begging you to do that." And I said, "As a father, I'm willing to do that." Of course, some dramas happened, but I can tell you, he tried as much as possible to stay outside. Recall too in 2015, when some of us decided to follow a different path, and different speaker was produced. He never interfered in these chambers, not for a second. This is the Buhari that I know that have worked so far in tandem with the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I think we'll ever remember him. In terms of infrastructure, like my brothers have mentioned, who have spoken here, he gave us every assistance in terms of what to do in our own independence. When it comes to health sector, I remember before his coming, we just had 3 tertiary institutions in the orthopedic section, and that is Lagos, Enugu, and Kano. Before he left office, he introduced Benin, Plateau, Jos, and Taraba, Jalingo, balancing, given all the geopolitical zones. And I remember too, when we went to see Okowa canvassing for votes, he told us that I'm a governor of PDP, but I will support this government because of what Buhari have done to us, the second Niger bridge. And I think we have also a similar kind of support from even the governors that were not APC at that time. I want to thank you for this opportunity to say a word in terms of my president and our president that we have worked together. A very true patriot, a true Nigerian who believe in the independence of the legislature, and that it was mentioned, I think, yes, we are having good and we are having excellent. He has done everything possible to maintain our independence, and I think we need to build on that. May his soul rest in perfect peace. May God grant him Firdaus. May the family, people of Katsina, Nigeria, and all of us have the fortitude to bear the loss. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. The next is Honorable Wale Hamid.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, this tribute session for the late former president is apt and necessary. A lot has been said positively and glowingly about the personal life, public life, service, and contribution to the development of this country of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. They have all been well said. However, what further signposts is stature and legacy. For me, is the way he was laid to rest, his burial. That is why I consider it expedient and in fact pertinent at this juncture to mention and highlight the exemplary way Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu handled the burial of the late former president, his immediate predecessor in office. It was not just an official state burial. That can be done. What I saw on TV was deep respect, genuine empathy, and very deep emotions. We beseech the Almighty Allah to please grant the late former president, Al-Jannah Firdaus. While I commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the high sense of responsibility evident in the genuine respect paid to the departed former president. Thank you.
That was well said. I must say, those key words, deep respect, genuine empathy, genuine emotions, and I will add, the face of humanity in leadership. That was what our current president displayed. When I see the picture of how he hugged the first son, I saw a leader who was not conscious of his position, but a father who wanted to take over the role of fatherhood for his friend and his predecessor. This is the beauty of Nigeria, and that is the kind of leadership we want to seek for, we want to sustain in our climb. Thank you for mentioning that. While we celebrate the dead, while we give tribute to the dead, we also remember those who are living, who are walking the right path. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did well in honoring our president. I will be calling Honorable Martins Asian if he's here. If he's not here, okay, you're here. Please make it brief. 2 minutes is what we are giving so that we can round up all that things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. My name is Honorable Martin Sisson. I represent the people of Oron, Mbu, Okobo, Udumuko, Urefo, Urugu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, this afternoon, I join my colleagues to pay a special tribute to the former president of this country, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Our former leader, Muhammadu Buhari, was a man of discipline. He was a man of integrity. He was a man of courage and a very dogged leader. At all times, the former leader showed his commitment to the unity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered for his stance on the rule of law and his commitment to the separation of powers. As chairman of the House Committee on Youth Development, I must commend our former leader, the late President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for signing the Not Too Young to Run bill into law, which is now an act, which has given unlimited opportunities for young Nigerians to aspire for offices in this country. We will miss the former leader very dearly, and this afternoon, I join my constituents back home to thank him for also signing the University of Maritime Studies Act in Oron. Let me end by commending the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for how he has led this country in bidding the former leader a memorable farewell. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, respected colleagues. He will forever be missed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Talking about not too young to run bill, I want to call upon Honorable El-Rufai to give us 2 minutes, and after that, Honorable Miriam will follow, and we'll have Honorable Faleke, and then finally his representative from Daura will round up to 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. A lot has already been said. For us, the president, well, we were not alive when he was head of state. We read about him through our parents and what he represented, which was honor, discipline, and an austere lifestyle that I think every public servant should endure. His death is really a dent in the history of our country, but he lived a life well lived, served as a military governor, served as Minister of Petroleum, as Federal Commissioner then, and as head of state and president, and left refineries, major projects, and in the second dispensation when he was president, we thank him for the Abuja-Kaduna highway, we thank him for AKK pipeline, the second Niger bridge, and a lot more. My colleague mentioned the role the federal government played. It was really a sense of unity and togetherness. And sadly, death is something that will come to us all. And it's a time for us as leaders to reflect and do what is right by this country. President Buhari had his flaws like we all do, but he will continue to be someone we all look up to, and someone that we would love to live half of his life. As Honorable Martin said, both myself and Shagaya, and maybe Honorable Sesi, I'm not sure, will not be here if he didn't assent to the Not Too Young to Run bill. He also worked on electoral reforms. I will conclude, Mr. Speaker, by saying it was also under President Buhari's guidance that Zamfara State Court literally handed Zamfara to the opposition. And despite pressure, he did not intervene. We will forever love him, we'll forever stand by his legacy, and we will remember his good sides and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive him for any shortcomings he made willingly or unwillingly, and plead with Nigerians to do the same. And we hope that his legacy will be continued to be built upon, and may God grant Her Excellency, his dear wife, the fortitude to bear this loss, his children, Halima, Yusuf, Zara, the strength to bear this loss. I want to once again thank the federal government for the way they carried this on, the government of Katsina and everybody as a whole. May God bless his soul, and we've lost a father that we might never see again in the history of this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much for lending your voice. Honorable Miriam, please, the floor is yours. As the only woman in the House at the moment.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I represent Isi Alambano, Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. This afternoon, I rise to give a tribute to our beloved and late President Buhari, who was accorded the highest honor as the office demands by our amiable President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me start by commending the late President for his anti-corruption crusade and political grip. He gave political strength to ICPC and EFCC, causing an ease of administration and efficiency in the discharge of their anti-corruption duties. He also introduced the whistleblower policy, which we all know recorded huge successes. His social investment and welfare program, the NSIP, consisting of the Empower, Trader Money, and a whole lot of other social welfare package for Nigerians, benefited millions of Nigerians, including youth and women like me. He did not stop at that. He also made a foray into the electoral and democratic reforms, where he signed the Electoral Act 2022, which introduced the electronic transmission of results. He didn't also stop there. He also made achievements in the petroleum sector reforms as he signed the long and age-long Petroleum Industry Act 2021. I want to lend my voice in appreciating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for demonstrating the love of country, love of friendship and family, empathy to the family of the deceased, which we all saw. And I think that is worthy of emulation. The fact that he didn't just show respect to a friend, a brother, and a compatriot, but he is also building on the gains of the Buhari administration, which is a very, 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 very important and remarkable trait of this present administration. And by doing that, he has not caused a bridge, but he has provided a bridge to galvanize the gains of the Buhari administration with that of this current administration. President Buhari, our late president, was a man of peace. He was a man of discipline, and he promoted equity. I would point out his support for presidency to be rotated or to move to the south, which he gave support. The presidency moves to the south and is currently situating with the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And in line with this, his beliefs and tenets for equity, I urge all lovers of President Buhari and lovers of equity and democracy to support and join his last wishes and desire to sustain presidency in the South and allow and support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to complete the 8th year of service come 2027. That way, he will continue to harness and build from the gains of the Buhari administration, which has run into this government. Having said that, I wish to humbly urge us to continue to pray for the repose of the soul of our departed president. And from me and the people of Okigwe North Federal Constituency, may the soul of the late President Buhari and those of the faithfully departed rest in peace.
Thank you very much, Honorable Miriam. I will yield the floor now to Honorable Faleke, who worked closely as well with the former president at various levels. Honorable Faleke, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is James Abiodun Faleke. I represent Ikeja Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my tributes, we follow almost the same statements that have been made. There is nothing anybody will say about our late president other than to pray for him and wish him well, eternal rest. For those of us who are older and were alive during the military regime, will recall the disciplined country that he led. Himself and the late Babatunde Idiagbon, may their souls rest in peace. They saw a country that was derailing in terms of human behavior. And they brought in a program called WAI, War Against Indiscipline. I recall that even ordinary Nigerians because of that program, because of the way and manner the president went about it, everybody was compelled to queue at bus stations without any security men being there. It was becoming part and parcel of our system. However, the sudden removal by another military junta led to the collapse of that discipline situation we find ourselves then. He was a man of integrity. No person can doubt his integrity. I personally came across him when the handshake between the North and the Southwest took place. And in 2014, I was opportuned and nominated by the sitting president now as the coordinator for the campaign, for Buhari's campaign, Buhari Oshibajo campaign in Lagos. That gave me the opportunity to meet him and have closer relationship with him. He's a very good man, very honest man. A man of few words. He does not talk too much. No dogon turechi at all. He tells you how he feels, and that's it. He does not make too much statements. For us, that handshake brought about APC, in which we are today. I align myself with all the statements made, all his achievements. But one basic thing is that we cannot but thank him for leading us well. We pray that his soul will rest in eternal peace. Amen.
Thank you very much, Honorable Faleke, who was a member of his political family after the marriage. I will now use the last opportunity to Honorable Aminu Jamo Daura to speak last on this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am Aminu Jamo Daura, representing Daura Sandamu Adwa Federal Constituency, the constituency of the former president. I would like, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Kaduna State, particularly Daura Emirate and my constituents, to thank you so very much, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Vice President, the Senate President, Mr. Speaker, and the Deputy Speaker, and all the entourage that were members of the Senate and House of Reps that were in Daura for the burial. Mr. Speaker, sir, my people urge me to thank you so very much. We clearly appreciate all you did and all the encouragements poured on our father, our leader. Mr. Speaker, we are still grieving. We've lost a father, we've lost a leader that always gave us the inspiration to be good. Mr. Speaker, I could remember even in 1984, when he was the military head of state, when he was saddled with the challenge of leading this nation, he stated then that it is with humility and a deep sense of responsibility that he accepted that challenge and called to national duty. Mr. Speaker, I want us to remember him with the last words he stated in his maiden broadcast to the nation in 1984, when he said, "This generation of Nigerians, and indeed future generations, have no other country than Nigeria. We shall remain here and salvage it together." Mr. Speaker, I think there is no better time than to reflect on this, that this generation of Nigerians, and indeed future generations, have no other country than Nigeria. May God bless you all. Allah jigan shi da rahama, Allah gafarta masa. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, my honorable colleagues. Thank you so much on behalf of my people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That was quite emotional. I've seen a leader loved by his people and a prophet with honor in his hometown, coming from Daura, and you, his representative, speaking the way you did, shows that he's a prophet with honor in his hometown. Never mind, Buhari left a bit of him in all of us, irrespective of where you come from in Nigeria. The good aspect of him outweighs the bad aspect, and that is what matters in humanity. You know, if the good outweighs the bad. Today you see me dressed the way I'm dressed. I'm remembering Buhari, and this is his outfit that he was known for. So in all of us, irrespective of where we come from, we have a little bit of Buhari in all of us, especially when it comes to diligence, integrity, discipline, selflessness. And that is what he has left for Nigeria, a legacy that is beyond infrastructure, that is beyond all the political talks. We saw him speak it, we saw him live it, and we, as the coming generation, have decided to copy those virtues that makes him a great man that we are proud of, both locally and globally. And again, we say, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. That brings us to a close of this section of valedictory speeches to a president that we love so much. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the University Teaching Hospital Reconstitution of Board ETC Act, Cap EU15 Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Julius Ihambere. I therefore call on Honorable Ihambere to move for the bill to be read the third time. And the three of them are under him. Okay. Let me also request that you, when you stand, you will do the second one and the third one. Let me mention it. Leader, you can sit, please. The second order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Saki, Oyo State. And third order of the day is the third reading of the bill for an act to establish gifted and talented centers in 6 geopolitical zones in the country, also in the name of Honorable Julius Ihambere.
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Ihambere, Owo Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to move that the following bills, HB 1445, HB 1356, and HB 931 be read for the third time. I so move.
Any seconder from the minority? Jonathan, second, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, my name is Gaza Jonathan Befi, representing the people of Karu Kefi Kokona Federal Constituency, the acting minority leader, hereby second the motion ably moved by the majority leader. So second.
Those who support that these bills be read the third time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. I now invite the clerk to read the log title of the bills mentioned by this leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the University Teaching Hospitals Reconstitution of Board ETC Act Cap EU15 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Shaki, Oyo State, and for the provision of tertiary healthcare services, medical education, and for related matters. Third reading. a bill for an act to establish gifted and talented centers in the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading.
The bill for an act to amend the University Teaching Hospital Reconstitution of Board, ETC Act CABU, 15 Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and related matters, read third time and pass. The bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and Federal Medical Center Saki, Oyo State, for the provision of tertiary healthcare services, medical education, and related matters, read third time and pass. The bill for an act to establish gifted and talented centers in the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria for related matters, read third time and pass. We're jumping few orders of the day, and we're going to the 6th business of the day, and we're inviting the chairman of Committee on Public Petitions to present his reports.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, Kwamoti Bitrus Lowry, representing the Amsanum and Lamode Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that this House do receive the report of the Committee on Public Petitions, numbers 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 on the order paper. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Please, Honorable Patterson, can you second?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am Comrade Peter Ohiozoje, a practicing MNI. I represent the great people of Akoko-Edo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I raise the second motion as ably moved by my colleague, I so do.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Lowry, please lay your report. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Yewa, Ogun State, to provide specialized education, advanced training, and research policing, security studies, and related matters. Standing on the name of Honorable Julius. Honorable members recall that the bill was transmitted by the Senate, seeking concurrence of the House. This bill was read the first time, Wednesday, 23rd July. I now invite Honorable Ihonvere to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Professor Julius Ihonvere, CON, Owo Federal Constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bill for an act to establish Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Yewa, Ogun State, to provide specialized education, advanced training, and research policing security studies, and for related matters, SB 750 be read the second time. I so move.
Any seconder to this motion for it to be read the second time? Yes, Jonathan.
Chairman, Honorable Speaker, I thought we had gone into consideration of reports. Right Honorable Speaker, esteemed colleagues, my name is Gaza Jonathan Befi. Represent the people of Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Leader of the House.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This is an establishment bill that's coming from the Senate. I will just ask the question. Those in support that this bill be read a second time say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Nigeria Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja Yewa, Ogun State, to provide specialized education, advanced training, and research policing, security studies, and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole. On second reading, because a lot of people have left the House, is anybody here having second reading so that we'll go straight to that? And we'll do straight. Just mention the number on the paper. Please, clerk, take note.
7.
5. 5th order. 5, 6, 7, and 11. What of 9? 9, the Ikenga is here. That's the 9th order, so 9 and 11. But we'll just do it 2 minutes so that we can touch up, since today is the last day. The 5th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Akamkpa, Cross River State, to provide courses of instruction, training, and research in exploration and exploitation of minerals for national development and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Jonathan Gaza Befi and Honorable Alex Ebona. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 24th June 2025. And I invite Honorable Befi to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Gaza Jonathan Befi, representing Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State, I rise to move a motion for a bill for an act to establish the Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Akamkpa, Cross River State, to provide courses for instruction, training, and research in the exploration, exploitation of minerals for national development for related matters, HB 263. I so move.
Thank you. Any seconder? From this side? Yes. Please second.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I remain Amina Jomadara. I rise to second the motion ably moved by our colleague.
Those in support of this bill that will be read the second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. I'll just put the question, no debate, because it's an establishment bill. Those in support that this bill be read the second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. This bill is referred to the Committee on Solid Minerals Development. The 6th order of the day. Oh, yes, please. Clerk, read the long title first.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Akamkpa, Cross River State, to provide courses of instruction, training, and research in the exploration and exploitation of minerals for national development and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Solid Mineral Development. The 6th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Act 2025 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Adebayo Olusegun Balogun, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. And I invite Honorable Balogun to move that the bill be read the second time.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Prince Bayo Balogun, member representing Ibeju, Lekki Federal Constituency. I rise to move that a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13 of 2022 and enact the electoral bill to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory election and for related matters, HB 2479, be read second time. I so move.
Any seconder from here? Seconder, all the way back, yes? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Ejida Joseph Olorunsho Adebeson, representing Ijebu North, Ijebu East, Waterside Federal Constituency. I rise this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by my colleagues that the bill be read for the second time. I hereby second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. It's just a straightforward bill, so I just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye.
Mr. Speaker,
Those against say nay.
Mr. Speaker, please.
Yes.
There are two very critical components that we need to look into very quickly.
Yes.
For instance, Section 28, subsection 5 of this bill, it speaks about the jurisdiction of where a matter can be held with regards to candidacy. As of now, it's a situation where it could be held anywhere in the country. So we are moving, or I am moving an amendment that it has to be held in the immediate jurisdiction of where the election took place or in the Federal Capital Territory of the country. Section 28, subsection 5.
Is that Section 28 part of the amendment you're making? I think it's in order. Is anybody is proposing for an amendment? Is that what you have a right of reply? Is that, are you okay with that?
I think what we have is just the jurisdiction, but we didn't include the Federal Capital Territory. So I think I feel it's in order if we can put that.
I'm sure when it gets to the committee level, they will fine-tune all that. And also public hearing will highlight all that.
Okay, thank you.
So I ask the question again. Those in support that this bill be read the second time say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This bill is referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle. Sorry, please. The clerk, we are rushing. Please give me the long title of the bill.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the electoral bill to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Aeronautics, Uruofio Oruko, Akwa Ibom State, to provide training of professionals and research in the field of aeronautical engineering and aviation management in Nigeria. And for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Martin Essien Etim, honorable members will recall that this bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 2nd July 2024. And I invite Honorable Etim to move that the bill be read the second time. Honorable Etim, if you are in the House, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. My name is Honorable Martin Essien. I speak for the people of Oron, Mbu, Okobo, Udonko, Urefon Orugu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion that a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Aeronautics, Urefon Orugu, Akwa Ibom State, to provide training of professionals and research in the field of aeronautical engineering and aviation management in Nigeria and for related matters, HB 1542 be read the second time. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
Thank you. Seconder from here, all the way from the back. Can you second? Besides Shagaya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Sesi Oluwaseun Wingan. I represent the people of Badagry Federal Constituency. I rise today to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleagues. I so move.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Straightforward establishment bill. I just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Federal University of Aeronautics, Uruefong, Oruko, Akwa Ibom State to provide training of professionals and research in the field of aeronautical engineering and aviation management in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill is referred to Committee on Aviation Technology. The eighth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish Federal Technical and Vocational Training Center, Kabiu, Kaduna State, to promote training, certification, and registration of trained artisans to ensure effective provision of technical services in the execution of both public and private capital projects in Nigeria for related matters. Starting in the name of Honorable Aliyu Mustafa Abdullahi, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 31st October 2023. And I invite Honorable Abdullahi to move that the bill be read the second time. Absent, you will step down by the leave of the House. Are you here? You will step down by the leave of the House. Most distinguished colleagues, the ninth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish National Hospital for Women, Idato, Imo State, to specialize in the promotion of reproductive and maternal health, research, prevention, sensitization, and its treatment of obstetrics, fistula, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Ika Wonu Ugochir, honorable members recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 18 July 2024, and I invite Honorable Ika Wonu to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Kenga Imo Ugochinyere. I represent the good people of Idato North, Idato South Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. I rise this afternoon to move a motion for the second reading of a bill for an act to establish the National Hospital for Women, Idato, Imo State, and for other related matters.
Any seconder? Yes, Maki.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malam Doro Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague Ikenga. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Straightforward motion, establishment bill. I just put the question. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish National Hospital for Women, Idato, Imo State, to specialize in the promotion of reproductive and maternal health, research, prevention, sensitization, and treatment of obstetrics, fistula, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to Committee on Specialty Healthcare. Most distinguished colleagues, the 10th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the National Independent Project and Monitoring Agency, NIPMA, for the purpose of ensuring transparency, accountability, and effective monitoring and evaluation of public projects in Nigeria and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Chinedu Emeka Martins, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time, 21st May 2025. And I invite Honorable Martins to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name remains Honorable Emeka Chinedu. I represent the hospital people of Ahia Zumbi State Federal Constituency and from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise this afternoon to move a motion for a bill for an act to establish the National Independent Project.
Honorable, approach the chair. Honorable, approach the chair.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a bill for an act to establish the National Independent Project and Monitoring Agency, NIPMA, for the purpose of ensuring transparency, accountability, and effective monitoring and evaluation of public projects in Nigeria, and for related matter, HB 2344. Be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The prince beside you want a second, so let him have the privilege.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Prince Akim Adeniyi Adeyemi, speaking for the people of Afijo, Atiba, Oyo East, Oyo West, and from Oyo State. I rise to second the motion for a bill ably moved by my Honorable Emeka to be read for the second time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. It's a straightforward motion. I just asked the question. It's the establishment bill. Those in support of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the National Independent Project and Monitoring Agency, NIPMA, for the purpose of ensuring transparency, accountability, and effective monitoring and evaluation of public projects in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you very much. The bill is referred to the Committee on Works. It has to do with projects. The Secretariat has referred it to Works and special duties. Let special duties lead. The 11th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of the bill for now to provide for establishment of a board to be responsible for the regulation of health education practitioners and related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Shagaya Tolani, members will recall that the bill was read the first time, Tuesday, 14 November, and I invite Shagaya to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, representing Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to lead the debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a board to be responsible for the regulation of health education practitioners and for related matters. I so move.
Any seconder? Any seconder to this? Yes, in front of you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and my respected colleagues. My name is Afolabi Afokwe. I represent the Premier Local Government in Nigeria, Abeokuta South. I'm from Ogun State. I rise this afternoon to support the motion that the bill be read a second time. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So establishment bill, I just put the question. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Any observation?
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, it could be remembered that, Mr. Speaker, my bill seeking to amend the Electoral Act specifically in respect of overvoting. No public hearing was held. The House unanimously passed this bill for second reading.
Which one? This is not electoral. This is establishment of board to be responsible for regulation of health education.
Oh, okay. I'm coming to the Electoral Act. When it comes to this, I'm waiting for this.
Thank you. All right, so I put the question again. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provide for establishment of a board to be responsible for the regulation of health education practitioners and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you. This bill is referred to Committee on Health Institutions. The 12th order of the day is a motion The next order of the day is the 17th order of the...
Point of order.
Point of order? What is your point of order, please?
Mr. Speaker.
Order what?
Personal explanation.
Personal explanation?
Yes, sir.
But we have... we've passed that stage in order of...
one can raise personal explanation, Mr. Speaker.
I will wait to hear you as a senior member of the House.
Yes, thank you very much,
Let's
Mr.
hear
Speaker.
you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we are here elected by our constituents. And we're here to pass bills for the good governance of the nation. In my capacity as representative of my constituency, I observed a serious problem with our electoral act. I came up with a bill seeking to amend specifically a section of the Electoral Act dealing with overvoting, because I was affected by that issue during the 2023 general election. I lost over 10 votes because some people, my opponents, will just come, they will target where I get most of my votes, they will just increase the number of the voters in that polling unit by just 1 or 2, and then my entire votes in that unit is cancelled. I presented a bill before this House, and it was passed as second reading. Today, the House Committee on Electoral Matters presented an amendment, a report, conveniently excluding my bill from the compendium. It was not listed here. This is a fraudulent document, and we pass it. It was never debated. This is a second reading. We ought to have debated this document. This is a fraudulent document. The fraudulent document. It ought to have been debated. It ought to have been debated. No public hearing held. This is a fraud. This is fraud.
Yeah, Chairman rules, please clarify the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Please turn off your microphone.
Francis Ejirogane YVS, my name. I represent the entire people of Uwele North, Uwele South, and Udu. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the Committee on Electoral Matters, the chairman is there now and has related with us in the Committee on Rules and Business that all electoral bills that have been seconded to them, they are going to do the public hearing about the same time. So, and that is what this is driven to. So if your bill is not in this compendium, but it has been referred to the committee, it's on the list among those they are going to consider. And INEC is being invited to the public hearing. So all such bills, myself, I have about 5 electoral reform bills that I propose is 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, they all will be considered during the public hearing as being planned by the committee and INEC. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Chairman Electoral Committee, do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I'm sure my friend Honorable Fulata is aware of this, and he knows we are going to start our public hearing during the break, and I believe any such matter should be referred, should be discussed at that level, and I don't think any bill is deliberately rejected or so. So I want to, guarantee him that by the time we get to the public hearing, this issue, the issue he's talking about, will be fully discussed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Fulata, are you happy with these two explanations?
I'm not, sir.
Why?
This is the Electoral Act Repeal and Enactment Bill. Repeal and enactment.
Of the entire Electoral Act?
Entire, yes. Which means if we pass this bill as second reading, mine is not there. It has taken care of everything.
Second reading?
The second reading, yeah.
No, it's still coming back to consideration of report. It's still coming back after second reading.
By then it will be too late. It will not be part of the bill that was passed after second reading.
After second reading, it will go back to the committee. And at the committee, like you know, they will do technical sections and public hearings, and it will come back to the committee of the whole. And at that time, maybe public hearing, if you feel there are things that are not right, you can also inject it there before it comes back through their report for our consideration. And if your own bill is going to be listed as one of the bills that accompany this during public hearing, I think you should just get the date for the public hearing, participate, and make sure it makes the report.
But my bill ought to have been reflected in this compendium, sir. It ought to have been included in this compendium. Because if we are past this,
so
if we are coming for close by close consideration,
my
bill would not be included here.
How many bills are in that compendium? How many bills? Yes, please, Honorable Russell.
Mr. Speaker, my revered respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I think I need the attention of the clerk. Thank you, sir. What my brother Honorable Flatter is raising is quite very germane, sir. That's why when there are 2-3 bills you go for consolidation, put everything together. And if you repeal and enactment, how many of such bills are we going to do consideration? But with their ruling there, it's for them now to ensure so that it will reflect in our voice of proceeding of today that this bill was omitted among the components for public hearing, so that when we come for consideration, it will serve as a supporting document for the validity of what we are going to do. That's my appeal, sir. Thank you.
Your opinion is well noted, and the chairman, Electoral Matters, please take note that if you compiled bills and you left out some, you must give us justification, even when you bring it back for consideration, because we'll ask you questions. And we might throw it out until you include those fundamental bills that have passed through second reading, so that we don't want anybody to feel discriminated against. Okay? So I am putting it under gavel that the issue raised by Honorable Falata will make what you are going to bring back to us here as a report for consideration. Honorable Falata, the gavel have solved your problem. He will not bring it back to the House without your bill being part of the compendium.
I will put all my, in addition to my 2 eyes, I will do all my senses will be attentive on that day.
That's good. I trust you. Yeah. That is what legislators are supposed to hear. So wear your spectacle. All right. Okay, we'll give this honor to the Deputy Chairman, Rules and Business. Just we're inviting you to move a motion on the need to enhance the production and boost the exportation of coconut. It's standing in the name of Honorable Bello Issa Ambarura. Yeah, just please don't object. Please don't object. We are giving him this privilege because he has been working for the House, compiling bills and motion for others.
My enemy, Mr. Speaker.
The one that has to do with him directly, at least let's oblige him.
He's an enemy, Mr. Speaker. He's an enemy.
Just give us the subject matter and then we vote on it.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Bello Issa Ambarura. I represent the people of Godabawa and the Ilela Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I rise up to present a motion on the need to enhance the production and boost the exportation of coconut. Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of time, I will just go straight to the point and read the highlights and the prayer of the motions. Note that coconut ranked 20th globally and the 5th in Africa is a highly sought after cash crop with health benefit and economic value in Nigeria, producing approximately 225,500 tons annually as reported by the Food and Agricultural Organization. Also note that despite the viability of coconut potential in Nigeria, the federal government is yet to fully utilize the huge potential of the coconut. Aware that the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, in conjunction with the National Coconut Producers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria, is working to make Nigeria the highest coconut producer and processor in Africa, and to support private sector coconut business by providing seedling for production. What is that? African countries with less coconut potentials are investing and improving the subsector contributing to the global.
Please go to your prayers. Go to your prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My prayer in this motion is that all the federal ministries of industry, trade and investment and foreign affairs to register Nigeria with the International Coconut Community, ICC, as obtained with relevant bodies for commodities such as cocoa, palm, sugar, and rubber. 2. Urge the Federal Ministry of Environment, Raw Material Research and Development, Coconut, and National Agency for the Great Wall to prioritize and make budgetary provision for coconut to address land degradation and desertification, boost and security support community to adapt climate. Mandates the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services and Industry and report within 4 weeks. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Any seconder? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I remain Aminu John Daura, representing Daura Sandomi Adwa Federal Constituency. I rise, Mr. Speaker, to second the motion, heavily moved by my friend and a colleague, Honorable Amber.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to Committee on Agriculture, Production and Services and Industry. Honorable colleagues, we are jumping to 17th order of the day, consideration of reports. The 17th order of the day is consideration of report of Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, the total sum of 105,140,926,744 naira 8 kobo, out of which the sum of 20,637,993 naira 19 kobo is for personnel costs. The sum of 8,949,992,489 naira 81 kobo is for overhead costs, while the sum of 75,554,656,281 naira 8 kobo is for capital costs for the financial year ending 31st of December 2025. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 23rd July 2025. Honorable James Abiodun Faleke will move for the consideration of the report. Honorable Faleke, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is James Abiodun Faleke. I represent the Ikeja Federal Constituency. I rise to move that the House do consider, that do consider the report of the Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, the total sum of 105,140,926,744 naira 8 kobo, out of which the sum of 20 billion 667,993 naira 19 kobo is for personnel costs, and the sum of 8,949,992,489 naira 81 kobo is for overhead costs, while the sum of 75,554,656,281 naira 8 kobo is for capital costs for the financial year ending 31st December 2025. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Chike.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Chike John Okafor, PhD. I represent the good people of Ehimembano, Itu Boma, Ubo Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by Right Honorable James Abiodun Faleke that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Finance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The 18th order of the day is consideration of 4 reports of Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management, standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba. Honorable Nalaraba will move for consideration of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues. Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba, who answered out in life as my name. I represent the good people of Awido Makana Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I am from Nasarawa State. I rise to ask the House to consider that the House do consider the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the proposed 2025-2026 external borrowing rolling plan and approve recommendations therein. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, that the House will consider the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the proposed request for the approval for the issuance of Federal Government of Nigeria bonds to settle outstanding pension liabilities under the Contributory Pension Scheme and approve recommendations therein. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, that the House do consider the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the proposed request for approval for the establishment of foreign currency denominated issuance program in the domestic debt market and approve recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconder from that committee? Honorable Amobi.
Thank you, His Excellency, my dear colleagues. My name remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians to the good people of Isukwato and Umunoche Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the chairman of our great committee.
Honorable Patterson, approach the chair.
I say second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The 19th order of the day is consideration of report of committee and communication on the issue from the statutory revenue fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total sum of 272,433,805,000 naira only, out of which 95,668,842,000 naira only is for recurrent expenditure. 10,735,141,000 naira only is for capital expenditure. 30,130,436,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 15 billion naira only is for transfer to Universal Service Provision Fund. 120,836,033,000 naira only is for transfer to federal government, and 63,352 naira only is surplus deficit transfers for the financial year ending 31st December 2025. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. Honorable Peter Patterson will move for the consideration of the report. Honorable Peter, please, the floor is yours.
Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, I am Comta Ohiozoje Patterson, MNI. I represent the great people of Akoko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Edo State. I rise to move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Communication on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total sum of 272,433,805,000 naira only. 5,000 naira only, out of which 95,668,842,000 naira only is for recurrent expenditure, and 10,735,141,000 naira only is for capital expenditure, and 30,130,436,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 15 billion naira only is for transfer to Universal Service Provision Fund, USPF. 120,836,033,000 naira only is for transfer to the federal government, and 63,000 naira, 352 naira only is surplus deficit transfer to the financial for the financial year ending 31st December 2025. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Any seconder? Where is the deputy chairman from communication? He's not here. Mark, you've seconded before. Any seconder to this motion? We're looking for, I'm full of, they are very close. No, not you. Let's have my brother. Honorable Flatter, you're still my brother, but that's my in-law.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Right Honorable Ambassador James Shaibu Barka. I, representing Gombe Home Federal Constituency, I hereby rise to second the motion and able moved by my brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please kindly move that the House revert to Committee of Supply to consider these reports. Leader, please.
Thank you.
Because that is where we'll be rounding up.
I rise to move that the House will revert to Committee of Supply to consider the reports that have been presented before the House. I so move.
Nobody minority to support? Yangba. Second.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues. Thank you, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Dauda Zakaria Nyampa, member representing the people of Madagali, Minchika Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by the leader. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby resolved into Committee of Supply to consider this report. The House is now in Committee of Supply, where the Speaker sits at the chair. Let me start by commending those who are in this House today for this sacrifice of patriotism to our nation. To be in the Parliament till 4 p.m. is not a small sacrifice. And you are doing this, even though today is our last day, you are doing this for the growth of this nation. Nigeria will always remember you played a role in nation building. I know it may not be so comfortable for all of you, but you decided to stay with Nigeria, even when it hurts. I'm so proud of you, and I promise you in a few minutes we'll be out of here. Thank you for all the support. Most distinguished colleagues, the first report to be considered is that of the Committee on Finance on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The total sum of 1 and 5 billion 140,926,744 naira 8 kobo, out of which the sum of 20,636,277,993 naira 19 kobo is for personnel costs. The sum of 8,949,992,489 naira 81 kobo is for overhead costs, while the sum of 75,554,656,281 naira 8 kobo is for capital costs for the financial year ending 31st December 2025. And I invite Honorable James Faleke to give the synopsis of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues. My name is James Abiodun Faleke. I represent Ikeja Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, the report before you is the budget for the Revenue Mobilization Allocation of Fiscal Commission Act 2025. This enhancement of budget or funding is made possible pursuant to the new amendment made to the Act, which has given direct funding to RAMFAC from the Federation account. So they are now independent and they are no longer dependent on federal government to be funded. So the total budgeted estimate is 105 billion, 140 million, 926,744 naira 0.08 kobo. That's detailed. Of course, the recommendations are just very two recommendations: to approve the total sum as presented. So, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I believe that this be considered and approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I go into this, the chairman of these committees, Chairman Finance, Chairman Communication, Chairman Debts and Loan, I would like people to have a tete-a-tete and then get back to me, the people who are staying here for this work up to this time. You meet and get back to us. Carried? You brief them on the progress of the document. Carried? All I said is hand over the document to them. The bill that we are considering now, hand it over to them, including Secretariat. They should have a copy. Secretariat will have a copy. All right. Honorable colleagues, the synopsis of this bill has been given, because it's not every day you stay here till 4 p.m. So they must have a copy of this bill when they are going. The synopsis of this bill has been well given, and we appreciate the Chairman Finance for making it as brief as possible and understandable as possible. Your report was actually well prepared, and we appreciate the work you have done so far. So I will just go to the recommendation, and we have 3 recommendations there, in fact 2, and the second one has A, B, C, D. So recommendation 1, recommendation 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, the second report to be considered is that of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management and the proposed external borrowing rolling plan. And that Honorable Abubakar Hassan now about to give the synopsis of the bill. Not Fulata, not Araba.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, my highly respected colleagues, Abubakar Hassan Araba, OON Sedaukin Lafia, I represent the good people of Awido Makana Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, I am from Nasarawa State. Mr. Chairman, my highly respected colleagues, you may recall that the House at plenary on the 27th May 2025 read 3 communications from Mr. President seeking the House to approve the underlisted 3 key items. 1, the 2025-2026 external borrowing plan. 2, the House should approve the issuance of federal government bonds to settle outstanding pension liabilities. And the 3rd one is seeking the House approval for the establishment of foreign currency denominated issuance program in the domestic debt market. The committee, in line with its mandate, had diverse interactions and engagements with stakeholders, access and compare submissions as it relates to the request. For item 1, the borrowing plan, Mr. Chairman, my highly respected colleagues, the committee in the course of the assignment observed that the borrowing plan does not equate the actual new borrowing for the 2025 fiscal year, as it has already been captured by the Midterm Expenditure Framework, MTEF, covering both the federal and state governments. In the second report, Mr. Chairman, it was noted that the federal government has been complying with the implementation of the provisions of the Pension Reform Act 2014 over the years due to revenue challenges, thereby leading to accumulation of pension arrears with the attendant hardship to retirees. On the third report, Mr. Chairman, the request is pursuant to the provisions Section 44, subsection 1 and 2 of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. This initiative is anchored on Presidential Executive Order number 16 of 2023. Also, the program aligns with the Nigerian macroeconomic objectives to diversify funding sources. Following from the above, Mr. Chairman, the committee, having done due diligence on the assignment, recommends that the House do approve all the 3 requests from Mr. President as indicated in his communication. I so present, Mr. Chairman. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. On the first report on the 2025-2026 external borrowing rolling plan by the Committee on Aid, Loans and Debts, there is only one recommendation, and I'll just put the question that this recommendation be made part of this report of the House. Recommendation 1.